Hello, it's Jang here with a look at the LEGO Bionicle Ketar or Ketar Creature of Stone. There you go, Creature of Stone with its little shadow trap as a small, basic, massable enemy unit. We'll take a look at that separately a little bit later on, but just focus on the Creature of Stone itself. The type of creature, I would say, is Cronky Wongy. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up if you want to know what it is. It's completely made up. It's very Rahi in that way. It's not intended to represent anything that we've seen on Earth. It's not based on anything from Earth. I mean, it's got a scorpion tail. It's got 4 legs. What is that? That head? It's completely made up. Does it even have eyes, or does it just sense? I think it might just sense. Maybe it has eyes. You can call these little details on the sides eyes if you want to, but are they even open, or is that just kind of a sensor center? I don't know. It's very, very creative, and I love that about it. I love that about this entire series of creatures. Scorpion tail, and then these attacking things in the front that could be kind of evolutionary adaptations of what were once wings or fins or something like that. And this is where your action feature is on this one. These arms move in opposite directions. Depending upon how you pose them, they can come down and actually hit the ground like that, or you can keep them up. So these are on ball joints here. Each one is on a ball joint. It can be lifted up, can be twisted around a little bit, but as you start to lift them up, it limits the range of where you're going to be actually attacking. Another thing that limits the range here is the posing of the front legs. So if you really want to have the maximum range of motion for all poses with the attacking arms or claws or whatever you want to call those, you want to keep the front legs back and or down. But I think keeping them back is the most convenient way. Just gives you that full open range out towards the front. Now, unfortunately, there is absolutely no friction in here. So if you don't want to take advantage of the action feature, you're kind of out of luck unless you have an extra piece. The best thing to do to lock these together is to take advantage of these 2 little bits of axle that stick out from these very nice new geared axle connector pieces, and just put a 3 long thin, half thickness or third thickness, half thickness Technic lift arm just across there, just to lock those up, and then that would allow you to just pose the arms, to pose the claws or the blades however you want to. But as it is right now, it's not one of those things like with the full-sized Toa figures where you can choose. You can use the action feature or you can just forget about it. Here you can't really forget about it because this is always going to be flopping around. You can articulate the tail. You can curl it up about that much. It is able to get the stinger, if you will, past the front of the nose, but only just, and it doesn't go past these arms. You have to bring the arms out. So really, to use the stinger, got to really stretch things, and for finding a pose that looks like the stinger actually striking doesn't really work out too well. But that's some of the more negative things about this. I still like the thing overall. Again, I really appreciate, possibly to an excessive degree, the level of creativity with these creatures in general, and just how they are unashamedly not based on anything real. In terms of parts, you get the trans neon greenish yellow that's blended into silver for the head carapace piece, whatever we want to call that. The exact same scheme going on for these new 2016 armor add-on pieces, which are used kind of as wrist covers here, and I really appreciate seeing more dark orange. It's a real nice, pleasant surprise to get these pieces that have been around for a while with the single ball connector on them in a new, fairly vibrant color for what they are, and you get 4 of those. I'm always glad to get even numbers of new pieces and new colors of pieces, and you also get 4 of these large spike pieces in brown. The Unity combination model, unsurprisingly, goes with Pohatu, just fits onto the back, and when you do this, you probably want to take these front legs and wrap them around a little bit for just to make it look like it's holding on a little bit. Leave the rear ones just out. Make sure that these are posed fairly straight up because you're not going to use the action feature with this combination. These just kind of become decorative elements. And then bring the tail down just for a center of gravity so that these don't try to move around too much. If you bring this down, then just the weight makes this want to stay fairly centered. And then just, of course, pull the head over the top. Well, probably want to swap out the correct mask. Something like that. And that looks pretty proper. It looks pretty regal. You can see how this just works well as a set of decorative elements up above. The colors, of course, go together perfectly well because they're just matched. You know, they're sharing many of the same colors, and it doesn't affect your range of motion and your ability to pose the main figure underneath too much, except at the shoulders. If you do want to open up a little bit more range of motion, you have to sacrifice the looks a little bit, just move the upper legs out of the way, or maybe you can find a pose for those that actually looks pretty good to you personally. It's not really going to affect the stability of the thing. It's still going to hold itself on, but that right there is not going to restrict the motion of your arms and shoulders very much. You just have a little bit of tough time accessing the knob for waist articulation. Shadow Trap is a shadow trap. I am not a big fan of these at all. I'm not going to hold that back at all. There's no point. This tail thing is posed on the box, being up like this, like it's going to come in and catch you, it's going to get you, but in reality it's just on a chain and just flops all around. I do like seeing the little minifig scale Hero Factory arms back again, used for something else, but for the most part this just sits there, and you know, it's just a bear trap. That's really all it is. Creature of Stone is definitely not my favorite from this series, but again, I admire the creativity. I just wish it had the ability to add in some friction on the action feature. Please do share your thoughts about the Creature of Stone by leaving a quick comment on the video. Thanks in advance for your feedback, and thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.